Technology and Your Students, composed August 9th, 2014, recorded August 13th, 2014. Van High School, Van, Texas. Michael Vode is your speaker. As educators, a great deal of our job relies upon our ability to market the knowledge that we have to our students so that they are best enabled to be successful in the real world. To do this, we must A, be able to instill confidence into our students that we not only have the most applicable knowledge or latest technology for their educational needs, but that we also are comfortable with it, and B, that we know what skills and knowledge the real world is using and may require of them. So how do we convince our students to have confidence in us? To do this, we must be able to relate to them and them to us. How is this accomplished? In some way, we must be at the same level culturally. Today's culture, I believe, can be explained in two words: technology and communication. Our students put more time into their video games and social media than we ever put into our studies when we were that age. Every video game that our student plays is filled with more technology than we can imagine. The students are even given feedback to their choices and decisions every 7 seconds during play, in comparison to a graded assignment that may take at least a day, if not longer, for them to get correction for a mistake that has been made. And we must also understand that technology is how our students communicate. I've quite literally seen two teenagers out on a date quickly texting each other back and forth while making googly eyes at each other. The conversation they did have was like listening to a CD that was skipping and you were only getting maybe every third word. So the question is, how are we communicating to our students? Are we like the teacher in the old Peanuts cartoons, the one that always going wah wah wah? Or do we use the social media that the students use to communicate? Heaven forbid that we ever start communicating in all emoticons. And we as educators need to be responsible in our communications. We are role models, and as such are judged much harsher for any lapses in propriety. Our students should want to emulate our style of communication, but if it is not shown in their native element, they have no reference with which to use it easily or well. As educators, we have to attempt to stay current with technology. The challenge is that there's technology being created right now this second that we don't even know about, that's going to be in place before we can even teach. Look at how many different ways there are now to create a PowerPoint presentation. Are you aware that with software that comes with your computer right now, you can give voice commands to your computer to open files, compose emails, and even read them to you without touching either the keyboard or the mouse? The days of being impressed with how fast you can type are long past. Now, it's what technology you know and how you can use it to do your job faster. Using paper, pencil, and a ruler to design houses has been replaced with drawing programs, and the cardboard models have been replaced with 3D models, which are being quickly replaced with 3D printed models and virtual reality walkthroughs very similar to the games our students play. So, how do we remain relevant when technology is evolving so quickly? One way of accomplishing this is to sign up for some technology education articles, and then, egads, actually read them, and not just the subject headings. Actually read them. You might be surprised at what you find. Maybe even, perish this thought, try playing some video games. And looking past the fact that you have no chance of beating the kids you are playing against. Watch what they are doing and how the game is presenting options and what the graphics look like. How are puzzles being presented to the students? Is it something you may be able to use? And no, I'm not implying that we should have a monster jumping out at them from every page they turn. But I am suggesting that just typing answers from a keyboard may be old school. And I do mean literally. What technologies are our students being introduced to that help them remain relevant to the world around them? The students of today need to be able to actually interact with their environments, because that is what the workforce is looking for. In conclusion, my fellow educators, once upon a time we were looked upon as the innovators and dreamers, the ones who took new pieces of technology that were unheard of and introduced it in a way that inspired our students and gave them new knowledge and the wisdom to use it well. We need to reclaim that image. We need to be the teachers and administrators who are pushing the technology envelope, tempered with understanding and experience, so that we can teach the wisdom with which to use that knowledge. It is not enough that our students can use tech. They play with it every day. And if you've watched the majority of the games that they play, you should be as troubled as I am that the only thing our students are being taught to do is destroy things, or much worse. As educators, we need to be less afraid of what they may do with their technology and more concerned about how to shape and guide its use into the direction we want it to go. Can you stop a rushing river forever? No, of course not. But you can channel the water and even turn it into a powerful tool, if you are prepared for it. Thank you, and good night.